Well, hello everyone and welcome back to Exploring Attractions. Hope you're all doing well today because we have another Universal Epic Universe construction update, and it's a fun one today. But before we get into all the construction update photos, please make sure you're subscribed with those bell notifications on, and you leave this video a like at the end if you enjoyed it. Leaving a like on the video really helps out our channel a whole lot, and we're getting so close to 10,000 subscribers, so please help us reach that goal within the next few weeks or so. Like I said, today we're going to be looking at BioReconstruct's Epic Universe construction photos and analyzing all the different changes that have gone on since the last time that we talked about Epic Universe. And since this is an Epic Universe video, I just want to take a second to self-plug a little bit here. But since Super Nintendo World's been featured in Epic Universe, we were actually invited out to go check out the grand opening celebration of Super Nintendo World at Universal Studios Hollywood. So we have that video now up on our channel if you want to go check that out. It was such an awesome experience, probably one of the best media events I've ever attended. So if you want to see the grand opening celebration of Super Nintendo World, make sure you click the link down below in the description. So with that being said, let's start off with the dual racing roller coaster, where BioReconstruct got an amazing wide angle shot of kind of what the sightline of Epic Universe is going to look like. Now this was taken from almost ground level, so you can kind of tell all the different heights and just how tall everything's going to be. You can see that that dual racing roller coaster is absolutely towering over everything else, so you can kind of get how tall it's going to be. And then there's a straight down track. That track has recently been placed as of our last update, and that looks like it's going to feature some top hat feature during the duration of the attraction. This looks like a straight down drops, and whether that be a launch run or a brake run, actually it's looking like a launch run now. If you kind of judge the way that the Velocicoaster is over at Islands of Adventure, you launch super fast into a top hat. That's kind of what this is looking like now. I originally thought it was going to be either a load station or maybe even a brake run, but no, it's looking more like a launch section. So that's very exciting. That's going to be kind of the same way as the Velocicoaster is. And you can also see right next to that top part that to the left and the right there are two simultaneous tracks loading up to another little bunny hop hill that have been placed as well. But yeah, more and more track just keeps getting placed as we go through with these updates. Obviously all the remaining supports will soon receive all of that track, and we can really tell just the layout of this dual racing roller coaster instead of having to guess what it is. But it is nonetheless exciting that we finally get to see one of the key features of the attraction, which is that top part, so we know what to expect when riding this coaster. Moving on into another roller coaster that is set to be featured in Epic Universe, which is the How to Train Your Dragon coaster. Recently we've seen a lot of progress made on this as far as track work being placed goes. This coaster has actually been setting at a slow pace, and I don't know why it's been at a slow pace. Obviously they've been focusing on the dual racing one and the Universal Monsters one, but now we're starting to see the construction of this one pick up a little bit more. We get a great close-up look at some of the statues starting to be formed, and those statues are featured in the How to Train Your Dragon films. This looks so cool that we're finally seeing some form of detail. I talk about it every single week. Detail is going to be so awesome to see, and you can see the shaping of those statues, which will be featured in the roller coaster. You actually go right past them in the roller coaster, bringing the How to Train Your Dragon coaster and the theme of the land to life. I mean, it's really impressive that they're already starting on that level of detail this early on into construction. And you can see just where those statues are at, located right next to the coaster. Lots more coaster track has been placed. All these different bank turns in this little helix was not placed last time we did an Epic Universe construction update. And then obviously after that helix, you go right into where those statues are at, into another bank turn. This is going to be a very fun roller coaster with different elements. This is supposed to be a water feature where it dips down into, and that's right next to those statues. So yeah, it's definitely going to be a fun coaster with tons of different elements, and you're going to see tons of different things from How to Train Your Dragon. And they really have placed a lot of track because it just keeps going on and on. It doesn't just stop after that little water feature. It keeps going on. So I'd assume that they'd be done with this track very soon, considering the fact where they're at with all the other roller coasters on the property right now. You can see that the How to Train Your Dragon roller coaster is going to swing through the entire land. That's what's going to make it one of the cooler coasters at the theme park, is the fact that you'll be able to see the entire land while riding this coaster. It doesn't just stay in one small space. It's going all throughout it. You can see right to the right of this photo the Great Hall Restaurant, and it looks like where it's leading to is near the theater attraction. Now speaking of the Great Hall Restaurant, we officially have our first wall up for it. Before, it was just those 6 pillars in the middle and then a few little things of work going on here and there, but now they actually have a wall going up for the Great Hall Restaurant. You know, that's progress because, like I said, there has been no progress at all made with this. And right to the left of it is the rest of that coaster. The theater attraction is actually starting to get closed off a lot more, but no progress on the stage or the seating area. But How to Train Your Dragon coaster is moving along quite fast, as well as the Dual Racing roller coaster. But another one is, of course, the rumored Wolfman spinning coaster. The rumored Wolfman spinning coaster is 100% complete as far as track work goes. It's going to be a smaller, tame ride. But if you look closely, there's a little covered section which actually has detail. It looks like it has wooden detail to it. And the only reason why I say that's detail is because I feel like that's going to be the final product for whatever that overhang is going to be themed to, just because it is in Universal Monsters. So that kind of wooden, rustic theme fits the theme of Universal Monsters. It's actually quite exciting to see, because that means that this is the first official detail placed in Epic Universe. You know, I know that I said it with the Burke statues over at How to Train Your Dragon, but I'm talking more so about like actual detail, colored detail that fits the theme and that looks 100% complete. And I think with that overhang, other than a few polishing stuff in here and there, I think that is 100% complete. But also the entire coaster track and layout is 100% complete as well. Like I said, it's not going to be a very long coaster, and that's why you see such a small loading station. It's going to be more of like a Flight of the Hippogriff-esque roller coaster, if you will. It's going to be in a very big land, which is funny because this is a small family coaster leading up to a giant castle, just like in Islands of Adventure with the Wizarding World of Harry Potter. I thought that was funny to kind of point that out. But yeah, that's why you have a small loading station and queue area for the rumored Wolfman spinning roller coaster in Universal Monsters. Lots of work still going on with the Wizarding World land. You can actually see the entrance to the land, exactly where it's going to be, and kind of that quote-unquote portal into the land. This will be the portal into the land, not the portal into the actual attraction. If you look closely, you can start to see the portal into the actual Ministry of Magic attraction, and then right above it you can see all of the framing going on for the different surrounding city buildings up at the top, and it looks like those are set to receive different pieces of detail very, very soon. It's so crazy seeing like the Wizarding World come to shape just because of how much of a mess it is. It's so hard to pick out what is what, but it's exciting to see too, because you can finally start to see it come to shape and see all the different things, like I said in our last update, start to pick apart exactly what it is. We actually get a pretty cool view of the opposite side of the surrounding city buildings. We've only seen the back side. Now we can see what the guests will actually see once they're inside of the land. So these will hold restaurants, shops, stuff like that, and maybe even an alternative exit from the Wizarding World. That's what I'd assume, is that they're going to have an alternative exit and not just have that main entrance and exit that we saw earlier. And something I wanted to share kind of at the end of this video and talk about is BioReconstruct actually shared an awesome looking construction video, which he does from time to time. He did an aerial flyover of just like a video instead of just photos, and I think that when he does these videos, it's pretty neat because you get to see it from a different perspective. And I just want to say I really do enjoy like the kind of almost ground level photos, just so you can see the different heights and whatnot of exactly where everything is at. You have all the coasters, which are super tall, you have the buildings, which are super tall, but you can see just how tall the buildings and the coasters are compared to each other when you're at like almost a ground level type of shot. But as far as big changes go and whatnot for Epic Universe, that's going to wrap it up for our Epic Universe update today. As always, make sure you're following BioReconstruct on Twitter, because he posts these amazing photos every single week, or at least twice a month, so we're able to analyze all these different Epic Universe changes. If you're new to my channel, please do subscribe with those bell notifications on. It helps us out a whole lot. Help us reach that 10,000 subscriber goal. Like this video if you're new here, and if you enjoyed it, it helps out the channel a whole lot. My name is Scott, and you've been watching Exploring Attractions. Positivity is key, and most importantly, remember to keep exploring. Peace out, everybody.